Good evening. An elderly woman and two of her three sons are now dead, and another son and her granddaughter admitted to hospital in serious condition following their involvement in a motor vehicle collision. The accident occurred along a section of the AGS Coombs Boulevard in Montego Bay, St. James last night. They have been identified as 75-year-old housewife Hazel Thompson and her two sons, 56-year-old Cleveland and his 54-year-old brother Barrington Thompson, all of the Unity Hall community in St. James. Another brother and her granddaughter, who were also injured in the crash, are still in hospital in critical condition. Reports from the Freeport Police coming into our news center are that at about 11:50 p.m., the three brothers and their niece were transporting their mother to the Cornwall Regional Hospital in a grey Nissan AD wagon motor car driven by Barrington. Upon reaching the vicinity of the ATL motor vehicle dealership, Thompson allegedly lost control of the vehicle, which crashed into a median, resulting in all occupants of the vehicle sustaining injuries. The mother, her three sons, and her granddaughter sustained head and body injuries and were rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital by the police, where she and her son, Cleveland, were pronounced dead. Her other son, Barrington, died while receiving treatment. One resident said Ms. Thompson was very humble, and news of her death leaves the community saddened.
Yeah, man. Auntie was a very eloquent, efficient, and humble lady, right? Yeah. Anytime you see me play music at Auntie place, she always come and say, "Why, Coco? Me know say you dey play music on the side." And that is Auntie. See? Very, 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 very humble woman. See? Not to mention the youth. Them. The family is very, very good people.
Nothing bad for some.
Nothing bad, nothing at all
No,
bad
we
for the
not
people.
nothing bad for
Good family. And it's a blessing, man.
Yeah, man. So how you feel when you hear say boy mother died and two
You know,
sons?
you see me there.
Feel.
You see me there.
I feel it.
Me there, brother. Me just there.
If they are work and we not there work.
Yeah, we just have to skip work today. I just say go. Because what? We show respect for Auntie. Bully for love, man, and the blessing, man. You know, see? Jano. Can't believe it. Can't
If we
believe
even
it.
lose work, we don't feel no way.
You just
Lose the
can't-
job.
Me just can't
We
believe
have
it.
to there. Can't go to work again. Can't go to work for
But-
the profit.
The father know. He give it and he take it.
Yeah.
See
He know
me?
what's best.
But you see, Auntie, the elder, my respect. Me no know what to say. Me give her the flowers every day.
Devin and
See,
Donkey see
the whole works, the whole of them, man.
Anti-fine.
Yes, man. Respect, man.
Down.
Respect.
Another resident described the brothers as very generous, and the news of their deaths has left members of the community in disbelief.
Bevin go and come back.
See your strategy.
Me and Bevin sit down and cook and eat together. Bevin tell me say about a ticket to pay today for $2,000. Bevin when Bevin left in the evening, 2:30. Bevin tell me say, yo, Sarah, Friday. That when me hear on the phone, he say Bevin's crash and dead. Right now me no good. I tell the truth. Can't come to. I'm a man who will perform me do and for a man, I no go to my farm. I know my animal they look at me, I know my farm. Yeah. Well out, brother. Well out.
In other news tonight, the government yesterday announced that with immediate effect, all flags on public buildings should be flown at half-mast to mark the commencement of a period of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, which began yesterday, September 8, and will go until September 19. A day of mourning will be observed on September 18. The government said, quote, during the period of mourning, it is the customary recommendation that no celebratory activities should take place. On the day of mourning, the public should note that only authorized activities related to the day are approved and that all social events should be postponed, end quote. Meanwhile, the People's National Party's PNP's 84th Annual Conference, slated for September 16 to 18, will still take place, despite the period of mourning from September 8 to 19 declared by the government to observe the death of Queen Elizabeth II. PNP's General Secretary Dayton Campbell said that plans are too advanced to change. Campbell said late yesterday evening that, quote, We will pause during our conference to acknowledge her death. We are not insensitive to what has happened, but we do have a conference that has already been planned. Funds have already been extended, and we will go ahead. End quote. The party's president, Mark Golding, will make his first address as president in that setting because coronavirus regulations had restricted mass gatherings. During the period of mourning, all flags on public buildings should be flown at half-mast. Additionally, bells at churches in parish capitals tolled for an hour yesterday. A condolence book has been established at King's House for dignitaries. Separate condolence books will also be in the offices of the custodes in all parishes for members of the public to sign. On Saturday, September 10, all flags should be fully hoisted between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. to mark the proclamation of the new monarch. The Jamaica Defense Force, JDF, will deliver a 21-gun salute at 11 a.m. The government advised that further announcements regarding the holding of the National Memorial Service and other official parish services will be made. In the meantime, the death of Queen Elizabeth II yesterday sparked two immediate changes to Jamaica's legal system. Queen Elizabeth's eldest son, Charles, became King Charles III following his mother's death, and therefore the title of Queen's Counsel, QC, has changed to King's Counsel, KC. The title QC is used to refer to senior lawyers during the reign of a queen, while KC is used during the reign of a king. Additionally, Jamaica's Chief Justice Brian Sykes gave notice yesterday to all court staff at the Supreme Court, Court of Appeal, and the parish courts that all proceedings usually issued in the name of the Queen Regina must now be issued in the name of the King Rex. Additionally, all oaths and court documents referring to the Queen Regina must now refer to the King Rex. In a Mello TV News update, the sole survivor of a house fire in Westmoreland that left her three brothers dead, 13-year-old Adriana Lang, departed the island yesterday by an air ambulance for treatment in the U.S. The girl was severely burnt in the fire that claimed the lives of her brothers Adriano Lang, 9, and 7-year-old twins Jordan and Jaden Lang on Sunday. Adriana, who was at a hospital in St. Andrew, was transferred to the Joseph M. Stillburn Center in Georgia for treatment from the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. The facility is the largest burn center in the United States. Continuing with the news tonight, the curfew that was imposed in Olympic Gardens in the St. Andrew South Division has been extended. The curfew began at 8 p.m. yesterday, September 8, and will continue until 8 p.m. tomorrow, September 10. The boundaries of the curfew are as follows: north along McKinley Crescent and Lendale Drive from Olympic Way to Seaward Drive, east along Seaward Drive from McKinley Crescent and Lendine Drive to Bay Farm Road, south along Bay Farm Road from Seaward Drive to Olympic Way, west along Olympic Way from Bay Farm Road to McKinley Crescent and Lendine Drive. Persons are being reminded that during the hours of the curfew, all persons are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Still tonight, a team of officers assigned to the Kingston Eastern Proactive Intelligence Unit seized a firearm and several rounds of ammunition on Homestead Road in Rollington Town, Kingston 3, yesterday, September 8. Reports coming into our news center are that at about 1:30 p.m., law enforcement officers conducted an operation in the mentioned area. A premises was searched and one Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 14 9mm cartridges was found in a storeroom to the rear of the premises. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. Continuing with the news, the St. Elizabeth police charged a 33-year-old man in relation to the seizure of an illegal firearm and several rounds of ammunition. This during an operation in Ben Lomond district in the parish on Wednesday, September 7. Charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition is Kyan Dawkins, otherwise called Goofy, a mechanic of the same community. Reports from the Black River Police are that at about 9:30 a.m., law enforcement officers were in the area when a premises occupied by Dawkins was searched. During the search, the firearm and 3 rounds of ammunition were found inside the bedroom. Dawkins was subsequently charged and is awaiting a court date. Still making the news tonight, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson has welcomed Wednesday's passage of the new Firearms Act in the House of Representatives, noting that it will make a major difference in ridding the island of illegal guns. According to the police chief, the legislation, which will go to the Senate for final approval, will help the police to apprehend persons dealing in firearms and keep them in prison for long periods. He said the new legislation will help to provide safer communities for law-abiding citizens. He noted that the existing laws pose serious challenges to the police because those caught with illegal firearms are sometimes given light sentences or are allowed bail, after which they are fingered in other criminal acts, including interfering with witnesses. The new Firearms Prohibition, Restriction and Regulation Act received support from both sides of the House and was passed without amendments. Embedded in the legislation are much harsher penalties for offenses linked to the illicit trade, stockpiling, possession and use of illegal guns. And those are the stories making news. I am Shelley Hill. Do stay safe. Thanks for watching and pleasant viewing.